Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening once again, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to my online classroom. Today is Wednesday, May 20th. Before the student learning goal and poll of the day, just some important reminders for all of my students, as I laid out in more detail during this past Monday's video. We are picking up the pace to finish our books on time. That means shorter videos with less explanation and more time to read. I've scheduled Zoom meetings for my classes this week Friday, 12 o'clock noon for English 12, and there will now be 2 times for English 10, one at 2 o'clock and one at 3 o'clock just for students in Algebra 2 who had a conflict with the Zoom schedule. If you're not in Algebra 2, yours is the 2 o'clock meeting. Invites for the Zoom will be sent out Friday morning with the link to Friday's video. Make sure that you have watched that video before joining the Zoom. Algebra 2 students, plan accordingly. This means that you'll need to watch that video and do the reading for it before joining Algebra Zoom. Instead of a Monday video next week, we will have a Tuesday video. This is because Memorial Day is Monday and I'd like for you to spend time that day remembering our country's fallen heroes in the military. Be on the lookout for announcements from Mr. Crook and Mr. Reynolds for days that you'll be needing to drop off school supplies, being textbook, calculators, instruments, etc. Only seniors will be turning in their laptops and chargers. Also, if anyone ordered a yearbook, you will probably be picking them up at that time as well. And finally, a reminder that your final exam was changed to a final essay due June 5th. None will be accepted afterwards. The essay prompt is as follows. This essay will require an introduction paragraph, 2 claim EIEIO body paragraphs, and a conclusion. So, with all those announcements and updates out of the way, let's get into today's video. The winner of our previous poll of the day, surprising the heck out of me, white milk beat out both strawberry and chocolate milk in the votes. I suppose this does make sense since white milk is an original, a classic, and the other two wouldn't even exist without it, since they are just flavored variants, but still. I love me some chocolate milk. I promise I'm an adult. Now for today's poll, during quarantine we've all had our own escapes from reality and much needed distractions. One very popular one, at least for a while there, was Netflix's documentary, Tiger King. So, the poll of the day, was it good or was it bad? Your student learning goal for Wednesday, 5/20, I can prepare for the final 4-paragraph essay due June 5th. By now, Jeanette is old enough to better understand her parents' flaws. As a child, she had seen her dad as somewhat of a superhero and her mother as a wise and talented artist. The more that she experiences, however, the more she truly sees the flawed human beings that her parents are. Jeanette has also, tragically, experienced sexual assault a number of times in the novel, with Billy Deal, the man who came into their house that one night in Phoenix, what she witnessed with Brian and Grandma Irma, as well as what Uncle Stanley tried with her. Jeanette will see more evidence of probable sexual assault today with her friend and former bully, Denisha Hewitt. So again, I am issuing a content warning for today's reading. And again, I encourage you all, if you have something that you've experienced that is causing this to be especially traumatizing to read, please get a hold of me and get a hold of your school guidance counselors right away so that we can talk this over and figure out what we can do for you. Today we are reading pages 199 to 221. Pause the video in a few moments to do so. Remember, you have the audio files to use in OneNote as well. And welcome back to the video, ladies and gentlemen. It's nice to see Jeanette's development in 7th grade, especially her experiences with the newspaper club, how they give her a new perspective on life and offer her a new lens through which she can see the world. Jeanette is finally able to form her own opinions about things, instead of just knowing as much as her father and mother know, or as much as they were willing to share with her. The school newspaper gives her reports on things that her parents normally only shared their opinions on, helping her really see how tilted their opinion might be and how biased they really have been in her education. To contrast this nice development in Jeanette's personal life, though, we also see how her opinions on boys and relationships in general seem to be soured by her experiences with assault. Because of what she's already seen in life, a sexually driven brain is not something that she covets. Denisha Hewitt, Jeanette's friend and former bully, got pregnant, and later, after stabbing her mother's boyfriend to death, it's implied then that her mother's boyfriend was her baby's father. Because of this, while other girls discuss who's still a virgin and who's not, and the liberties that they allow their boyfriends to take with them, Jeanette does not trust boys. However, just like any teenager, and really just like any human being regardless of age, Jeanette still desired affection and admiration. But does she desire it enough to allow herself to form a relationship? Not a romantic one, at least. But this desire does lead her to a new feat of ingenuity, creating her own braces to correct her teeth. Again, though, Rex and Rosemary are sources of disappointment as their time wasted over the summer. Rosemary went away for 8 weeks of teacher training after all, and Rex continues to take money from Jeanette, who was entrusted with some financial responsibility while her mother was gone. And he uses that money again on drinking binges. He thinks he's paying Jeanette back by taking her to the bar, but that only puts her in another promiscuous situation where she almost got assaulted again. All of these experiences and frustrations drive Jeanette to begin planning an escape fund to get away from these two once and for all. By the way, Rosemary also said after coming back after 8 weeks that she didn't even want to be a teacher anymore. So what were those 8 weeks even really about? Just a selfish vacation of Rosemary's to take and probably enjoy a little time away from Rex, since she seems unable to leave him herself. Today's reading really speaks to a lot of teenagers who, like Jeanette, find themselves in a new position, being financially independent from their parents, and for once thinking, and perhaps even really knowing, better than their parents do. Jeanette's job at the jewelry store gives her a new level of responsibility and resource that neither Rosemary nor Rex seem able to maintain. Her growth, though, in personal opinion and mind, is rewarded with a whipping from her father. While an adult in mind, she is still not a legal adult, and so must abide this chastisement, at least for now. No discussion question to answer in OneNote today, ladies and gentlemen. Please make sure you complete the final article analysis. And remember that our Zoom this Friday is scheduled for 12 o'clock noon. The final article analysis, number 16, is due this Friday. Hello. Make sure you finish any of the others that you do not already have done, as articles 13 through 16 are all a part of this marking period. And remember your final writing prompt for the 4-paragraph essay due absolutely no later than June 5th. The duality of the memoir allows you to hate Rex and Rosemary with a passion, yet still have a soft spot in your heart for them. In a 4-paragraph extended response, identify examples of negative parenting and the effects that it had on the children, and contrast that with examples of positive traits that the parents provided their children with. Write an introduction to your essay, use the claim EIO format for both body paragraphs, and finish your essay with a conclusion that wraps up your ideas. You may email your final papers to me as attachments anytime between now and June 5th, but none will be taken afterwards. So, that's all for today's video, everyone. Remember our Zoom meeting this Friday. Watch the video that comes out that day before joining the Zoom. Let's have a great rest of the week, everyone.